Hello and welcome. I'm Joco and this is the lovely Haylee.
Hi guys.
This is the Animunchies Podcast where we talk about life and food in Southern California, from here in LA all the way down to San Diego and in between. And then we flip on the nerd switch, talk about anime, gaming, and K-pop talk. So thanks for joining us. This is episode 1 and Haylee looks so happy.
I'm happy to finally be filming.
Yes.
We've been kind of
talking about it.
Yeah.
And then kind of trying to figure out all this stuff, if we should video record it or just voice record it. So we're like, let's do both and see how it turns out.
Yeah. I mean, I think people like watching videos anyway.
And there's people who like listening while they're working or in the car driving.
Right.
So hopefully this will appeal to everybody. So we're here in December 2020, almost finally done.
Can't
this
believe
year.
that
This year's
the
been
year
crazy.
is almost over.
Like flew by because of obviously COVID and everything going on.
For me, it literally went January, February, March, and then everything in between is
then
a blur,
December.
and then December.
So, I mean, thanks for joining us. Hope everyone else out there is doing safe, doing okay, hanging in there. We're all gonna get through this. So what we're still trying to figure out how we're gonna be going about with the podcast talk. I think we want to talk about a little bit, like I said, life here in LA, Southern California, what's going on. Then we kind of make a U-turn and then go back to talking about like stuff we're currently watching, like anime wise, or like
all our
any
interests.
K-pop news, like stuff that interests us. So it's not like anything forced and stuff like that. We just want to kind of really just enjoy this. We're kind of doing this just to enjoy ourselves for the most part, just to get by and do something new. Everyone's doing something new these days.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people during lockdown have picked up new hobbies that they never thought they would be doing.
New hobbies, new skill, learning new skills,
Right.
doing new things.
Playing lots of video
Hopefully
games.
legal things. Yeah, and video games. Like I'm sure half the globe probably plays Animal Crossing if you have a Switch, right?
Right.
But anyway, so I guess let's kind of like get back on track, and I guess we'll start with kind of almost like a Southern California news section. So if you're not too familiar with how everything is here in California, we have like a COVID tier system.
Right.
It keeps changing. Yeah. Like, so like when everything started, it was like because I don't know how it is out there. Like
yeah.
So if you're like trying to find out news about, if you're curious about traveling to California during this time, you have family and stuff. So like we're just trying to provide some information so you kind of know what's going on, because we don't really know what's going on next door in Nevada and Vegas.
Every like state, country, it's different.
Yeah. Every country, obviously the countries are definitely have their own protocols and shutdowns and stuff, quarantine stuff. But even like here in the United States, even though we're a whole country, every state, like, every territory totally has their own standards and has their own rules and guidelines, laws. I don't know if it's really laws, but their own guidelines and stuff like that. So here in California, we initially had like I have my iPad here just to make sure I'm not
correct information,
not effing this up. So I mean, before this, they just changed it this month. Before this, there was a tier system, like 4 tiers. Tier 1 is purple, the worst. Then it kind of goes to tier 2, which is red. Tier 3 moderate. Tier 4 yellow is like the minimal one. And it's funny because there's no like green.
Right, which would be green would be good, right? But then the colors are all like so.
It's just all
weird.
It's all bad. It's just all bad. So because I guess maybe realistically there can't be a green. You won't be able to get rid of COVID.
Right, you can't.
So it's just kind of like that. So originally it was divided. The different tier systems were divided among the different counties, and there are. I'm not going to count it. There are a lot of counties in California. So for instance, here in LA County, it was purple when they first started the tier system, and it just stayed purple. So that's really bad. It never went into red and stuff. And what in the purple county, like all indoor dining is non-existent. So no indoor dining, no indoor, like even like all the aquariums and stuff have been closed since March or April, whenever this started. Zoos, outdoor ones, like open for a little bit, depending on the county and stuff like that. Like San Diego when they went into like I think red or orange, but
that lasted like
that didn't last too long. But like I said, so that was then. Now, right, like this month, they changed it again. So we have a new system. If you want to travel around here, it's like not the best because a lot of stuff is still closed. They haven't even had Disneyland or any of the theme parks.
Yeah, Disneyland hasn't been open since March.
Yeah, since like the whole thing happened. So that's the tier system, which is now obsolete. Now there's a new system that they're kind of doing, which is like a regional stay-at-home order, and it's instead of dividing it between like I don't even know, like I'm sure there's like hundreds of counties, almost like 100 counties or something in California. It's just 5 like main areas. It's like Southern California, Bay Area, Northern California, Greater Sacramento, and then San Joaquin Valley. So Southern California is like us all the way down to San Diego. It looks like parts of like Ventura and stuff like that. So we're just all one big clump now. And it's kind of based on the 15% remaining ICU capacity.
Right.
It's not based on like any other stuff, which used to be like they graded it based on
how
the number of
per day.
Yeah, like kind of like
cases.
The weekly cases, the increase of like percentage wise of people getting developing coronavirus and COVID. Now it's based on ICU capacity, which is kind of crazy.
Right.
So it's like if it's below 15% capacity, like available, then it's just everything is closed.
Yeah, but
it's like basically the purple tier, which is LA. There's no way we're getting out of it. Like
anytime
as of today,
soon.
right now, I think a couple of days ago we were at 0% like ICU beds available.
That's so bad.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy right now. Everyone's at home. You know, people are only out going grocery shopping. Maybe, you know, trying to get some last minute gifts and like, or you know, order for pickup from stores. But indoor dining still hasn't happened. Nothing like that.
It went backwards again. Like we're digressing.
Took another step. Yeah, took another step back.
Nothing's getting better.
So I mean, that's kind of like what's going on here in California for the news. It's not the happiest of news, but you know, just in case you're curious about what's going on, or if you're thinking about traveling here,
probably don't.
Probably wait.
Just stay where you're at, and then
be safe. There's nothing here unless you have family, obviously, and they're also limiting like less than 10 people per like household home parties and stuff like that.
Right,
so.
And I think you have to be within like they have to be living with you already.
Or probably even that. I don't even know.
Yeah, they keep changing it.
Yeah, so
I think it's like only the people that you live with.
Just be smart about it. People. There's a lot of you know, people like whistleblowing other families. Like, oh my God, there's a lot of cars and all these people having parties, and then they call the police because people are crazy here in California. People don't mind their own business and stuff.
They have nothing else to do.
Especially now. There's nothing really for people to do. But that's our new segment for California.
Right.
Let's kind of go towards our, you know, something that makes us happy. Food. Food is, you know.
It's been kind of hard though, because we're huge foodies. But then with this whole situation with the pandemic, it's been kind of hard to like explore and try new food places because a lot of places are closed.
And yeah, that's usually what we do. We try to like travel in like within like LA or going to Orange County and stuff like that just to try out different food spots.
Right, even to like San Diego, but everything's just been closed either completely or just takeout.
Like takeout. And you know, like takeout at like sit down ramen restaurants and like steakhouses. That's
fun.
Kind of not the same experience. I don't even personally, for some reason, even the food tastes different to me.
Right.
Like compared to like being in a ramen bowl or like a plate.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a little different, but we'll talk about some of the popular ones and, you know, our recommendations and stuff like that. And number 1 on our list today is Tsujita. Down in West LA area on SoCal. Tsujita is like a dipping ramen, like it's called sukamen, like spot where like you actually get like a bowl of ramen noodles that it's usually kind of cold. So ask for warm or hot
always
noodles.
Ask for your noodles to be hot. We always forget, no matter how many times we've been there.
Right, and then so always get that, and then you dip it into a hot broth of like the broth is like a thicker ramen broth kind of thing.
Right.
Really thick and super flavorful.
Yes, it's very flavorful.
So it's really nice to have, but unfortunately, I think like, you know, like I said, like we can't really indoor dine, and then sometimes I think is there outdoor dining allowed? Currently, outdoor dining is not even allowed, I think,
Right.
in LA County. So
yeah,
it's just strictly
this
takeout.
month, they
So
closed
next
it.
year when it's open up again, Tsujita down there in Sawtell.
Whenever it will be open.
And there's like a lot of different Tsujita spots right there in Sawtell. They own like 3 different restaurants.
Right, they're taking over that whole street.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll just focus on the original Tsujita, not Tsujita Annex, and not what's the other one? It's like the spicy one. It's like,
Oh my gosh, I can't think.
either way, it's not actually
Fire noodle?
something.
No.
Yeah, I think something like that. But don't go Annex yet. We love that place too, but we're talking about the one across the street from it, like the actual Tsujita, Artisan Noodle LA or
Right,
something
yeah,
like that.
it's
There's like
the
another
OG
spot in
one.
Glendale. I think they might
they opened one in Glendale.
like Glendale and Americana.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, like, if you love ramen, if you like soup and noodles, you have, and you're not vegan or something like that, because it's like pork based and like I think
Yeah.
some like fish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It is like so rich, so flavorful. Like we've
Yeah.
been to Japan a couple times, and like the sukumen is just like so good. Like
Right.
I can't
It's really good. I mean, I honestly prefer ramen over sukemen, but his go-to is
Mine
always
is sukemen.
Whenever we go to ramen spots, he always chooses sukemen.
if it looks good.
If it looks good.
If it looks
Right.
legit, like if the noodles are not just plain ramen noodles, because the noodles
Right.
are thicker.
They're thicker.
And it's like
yeah.
more of a chew in it, so it's delicious. Oh, cash only.
Oh, yes. We always
Trust
forget.
us, we forget.
Many times I'm like, crap, I
So
don't
remember,
have
cash
cash
only, and remember, hot noodles.
Yes.
when you go.
Otherwise, your soup will get cold really fast.
Yeah, because like cold noodles in your hot soup, your
It'll be
soup
lukewarm.
ends up becoming warm
Right.
in the like in 5-10 minutes. So just keep everything hot. So I mean, that's our big recommendation for this episode. And like I said,
Right.
we're gonna keep highlighting other food spotlights and stuff like
'cause
that.
There's so many.
Our list is insane, in a good way. So I mean that's our food spot right now, Tsujita.
We
Please
haven't
check it out.
had it for so long.
I get so sad thinking about. Like, I don't even remember. That's the first place we're going.
Right.
Dine-in
When it
Tsujita
opened.
in Sawtell. So we'll see you there. Now we're gonna kind of talk about just like our own self interests, which is usually like nerdy stuff. Aside from the only thing that like I guess as nerdy is I love basketball and NBA, and I'm like obsessed with fantasy basketball and all that stuff. So, but we'll talk about something we're both kind of interested in. She got me recently interested in BTS.
Oh my god, BTS!
We'll talk about more. I guess there's just too much to talk about with BTS.
Right.
Like our bias records. She taught me all the lingo, so I know what I'm talking about.
Right. He knows everything now. At the beginning of this year, or like towards the end of last year, he knew nothing. He said that they all look the same. I'm sorry, ARMY.
Not being racist at all, but I just didn't know. I couldn't tell who the hell's who, and then now you can ask Haylee. I could even tell who's singing.
Yeah, he knows them by voices, and he knows their birthdays. He knows
I only know Suga's birthday because I have the same birthday.
Yeah. I mean, like,
don't
you know
anyone
that
else's
Jin is in
birthday.
December,
And
same
Jin.
with V.
I don't remember V. But anyways, let's talk about some news about them. So like I said, we'll talk about like our bias and all that stuff maybe in next episode or something.
Right.
But there was recent news about BTS. Obviously, you could probably guess Haley's bias. I wonder. But there was recent news. Like what was it? Like a month ago?
I think it was this month.
Oh,
it was
actually
like
this
right
month. Okay.
before Jin's birthday. Actually, they announced
that's
it.
right. The Jin Law.
Well, that's what he
is what
likes
we're
to
gonna
call it.
The Jin Law.
Because it literally happened. So, I mean
you
I'm
can
sure
kinda
you
go through
guys
it.
all probably know about BTS, but there's been a law in Korea since forever that all males from the age of 18 to 28, they are required to go do military service for 18 months. It doesn't matter if you're an idol, like a
Like, just-
celebrity,
yeah,
like anyone
Like,
important.
even if you're like a singer, actor,
right,
like even
you have to go.
bye bye.
I mean, like, a lot of people didn't know that, but then I'm like, oh, like, the group is getting kind of, like, broken up because one of their members have to go to the military.
Because Jin is hitting his 28th
Jin is,
birthday.
like, hitting his limit already. He turned 28.
Like, and just kind of go back into it, like, before, like, this whole law and stuff, like, Haley's a Big Bang fan. And then, like, G-Dragon, after, like, each of them started going to the military
Right.
service, it kind of it sounded like it kind of broke up the group because Sungri kind of did
Yeah.
stuff because he's like on his own and stuff.
Right. So like all the 4 other members of Big Bang went to the military, and one of them was left behind and kind of just
was a bad
boy.
But yeah, like, okay, so back to BTS and Jin. I mean, because Jin was close. Like, he's turning 28, so he had to get enlisted.
Right. So all the fans were like worried, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Like, they haven't even been able to do their world tour because of the pandemic.
Yeah, like we had pretty damn good tickets.
Yeah, we still have the tickets for that.
For here in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
But
so literally the day before Jin's birthday, Korea, they announced a law, like the parliament passed a bill allowing pop stars such as BTS to defer their service, or like put it off. So for Jin, they allowed him 2 extra years, so he doesn't have to go until he's like 30, which is great because like that gives them more time to be able to do their concerts, hopefully. And then plus BTS is so huge right now, like it wouldn't make sense for them to like send him off to the military when they're doing so well like globally.
Right. And I think that's the main reason, like the global like market and like the influence they have globally, not just like in Korea.
No,
because not a lot of people
even
people don't know Big Bang. Like people have heard of them,
right.
But like BTS is different. Like everyone knows.
Right.
BTS, they
Dynamite.
know what BTS is. Like I mean, that's another thing too. If I feel like this whole COVID thing didn't happen, they probably wouldn't have released this recent album.
No,
and Dynamite have taken over globally to influence like this decision.
Because they would have been too busy doing the
actual concerts instead of making
they wouldn't
more music.
Make an album.
So they've been making more music, and obviously the influence and how big, like on a global scale, it's insane. Everyone knows who they are, regardless if you like them, you don't like them.
They're like on all those talk shows, like Jimmy Fallon.
A lot of U.S. talk shows, even like random like Good Morning LA and kind of stuff. Not Good Morning LA, but like the Good Morning, like all that different stuff. It's just insane. So Jin, is there like an actual name besides Jin Law, or are we just calling it Jin Law? I wonder. Of course, because Jin, Mr. Worldwide Handsome, changing the world, changing the law.
It just says that previously the law allowed special exemptions for top artists, athletes, and musicians. For instance, those who have won classical music competitions, but not top K-pop stars. So like they recently revised it, saying that those who excel in popular culture and art, which is BTS, because they brought in like so much for Korea's economy, and
the revenue,
won all those awards. They've even been nominated for a Grammy this year.
Right. So I mean, if BTS couldn't change Korea's mind, there's no hope for anyone, like any other group and stuff. Yeah, so good for them.
I'm really excited and happy.
Made history, changed.
It's like one of the
law.
One of the happy things that happened this year. I was so worried.
Good job, Jin.
Good job, Jin.
So I mean, because there's other stuff going on, and we'd love to see them in concert because we still have those tickets. Right. Better go.
We have it for 2 days. I mean, 2 separate days.
Oh yeah, we're going 2 different days. So one with I think with some of Haley's friends, and then just me and her. And we got pretty close. Good. We're pretty close.
Yeah, he wants to tell Jin.
I want to touch his hands. Jin, touch my hand.
Careful, he might sweep you away from me.
He always does that like kiss thing. And then that's our like K-pop talk for today. As you can tell, we could definitely talk more about it, but we'll save that for the next episode. Hopefully, there's another episode.
There will be.
And I guess. And last thing we'll talk about really briefly, I guess, is what we're currently like watching anime-wise.
We've been catching up on a lot of anime over the course of how.
As with half the population, probably.
Right. Yeah.
With like TV shows,
binge watching
like anime and stuff. Ours is anime mostly, and the one recently where we didn't start it when it first came out, we just kind of hopped on like a few episodes after.
Right.
It's pretty awesome.
But we're caught up now.
JujutsuKaisen.
Yes. I'm sure.
Amazing.
A lot of people probably have heard of it.
Yeah. A lot of people actually told us, like recommended it. We just never watched it until we're like, oh, I guess we have nothing else.
Because we were trying to finish up other anime too.
So when we finally caught up with stuff, we're like, all right, time to check this out.
Time to try a new one out.
I wish we checked it out sooner.
Well, it's okay actually because I like watching it, like binging it. I hate
Right.
waiting for the next week for the new episode. Like
Right.
what happened right now. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Cliffhanger.
it's always
kinda,
a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That's how it always is.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's kind of nice to always just watch newer stuff every time it comes out weekly because you're always like up to date.
You're not super overwhelmed.
Especially because Haley doesn't read. I read manga. Haley just watches the anime usually. I don't read JujutsuKaisen manga yet,
right.
but I was so impatient with like other ones,
Like One Piece.
like One Piece, like
Attack
Boku
on
no
Titan.
Hero, Attack on Titan. Like I
Mhm.
read I'm caught up with all the manga and stuff. But Jujutsu Kaisen, I was like, I'll just take my foot off the pedal,
Just
enjoy the
wait.
anime because I really like the artwork,
It's so good.
the characters. Very, very like makes me think of like Naruto
Right.
mixed with
I mean,
Blue Exorcist.
Look at Gojo.
Gojo is
He's
like Kakashi, like the
Kakashi.
opposite Kakashi. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kakashi with like his like face being masked on the bottom. Then the other half is like Gojo's like
is like
the
a
upper half.
blindfold kind of thing.
Yeah,
But they
so
both have like
it's
silver
it's
hair.
pretty interesting to see. Like you can tell that there's influence there, which is really awesome.
Yeah, and then also from like other shows like Noragami,
yeah, Blue Exorcist,
Bleach.
right, Bleach and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Man, excellent show though. I love the action and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny too. Like
Yeah.
in places.
Exactly.
It's not.
It's like
super
it's a good
serious
like
mix.
it's a good textbook shonen
Shonen.
shonen series.
Yes.
So
If you haven't started watching a series, we definitely highly recommend.
we
it.
recommend it too. So definitely check that out. I don't know if there's dubs. We always watch subs. We have friends that watch dubs, but I only watch dubs for specific stuff like Dragon Ball
Right,
because I
because
grew
we
up on that.
with the English.
But
one.
yeah, so Jujutsu Kaisen, check it out, guys. You won't regret it, to be honest. It's really good, especially if
Mhm.
you have nothing else to do and you're just laying down in bed, staring at the ceiling, or on your phone.
The main characters
Scrolling
are all
through.
really cute too, so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, eye candy.
Yeah. So please check that out. That's it. I think for the first episode, we want to overwhelm ourselves or anyone else. So I mean, thank you for joining us. So hopefully we'll have another episode coming up, and more to come after that.
Yes.
So wherever you are,
Happy
in the globe.
holidays.
yeah,
'Cause
happy
it's
holidays.
almost Christmas.
Thank
Can
you
you
for.
believe that?
I know it's crazy. It's December. When it's only there was only 4 months this year. So yeah. So wherever you are, please thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.